Why would someone risk everything for a handful of shiny pins? HOA stood at the edge of the crowded weekend market, her eyes glinting with a hunger that wasn't for food or trinkets, but for victory. The air buzzed with vendors' calls and the chatter of collectors swapping stories. She adjusted her designer sunglasses, her lips curling into a smirk. Today, she wasn't just HOA, she was a renowned pin collector, a persona she'd crafted to swindle the best deals. Her target? Rare enamel pins, the kind that could fetch hundreds online. Her plan? Lowball vendors by flaunting fake credentials, then flip the pins for profit. It was foolproof for her, so she thought. HOA wove through the stalls, her phone flashing photos of pins she'd never owned, claiming they were her collection. At one stall, she zeroed in on a vendor named Min, a quiet man with a display of limited edition pins. "These are nice," she said, her voice dripping with feigned expertise. "But I've seen better. I'll take them for $10 each." Min frowned. Those pins were worth $50 apiece, painstakingly sourced from artisans. "They're rare," he said. "I can't go lower than $40. HOA laughed, loud enough for nearby shoppers to turn. "Rare? I have dozens like these. Take $10 or I walk." Min hesitated, his hands trembling. He needed the money for his daughter's school fees. Reluctantly, he agreed. HOA's triumph didn't stop there. She hit stall after stall, bullying vendors with her collector act. She'd wave her phone, toss out jargon, and shame sellers into slashing prices. By noon, her bag jingled with pins worth thousands, bought for pennies. But her arrogance left a trail. Whispers followed her, vendors comparing notes, collectors narrowing their eyes. She didn't notice. She was too busy planning her eBay listings. Then came the twist. A young woman named Lynn, a part-time vendor and full-time pin enthusiast, overheard HOA's spiel at Min's stall. Lynn wasn't just any collector, she ran a local pin trading group online, with thousands of members who shared tips on spotting fakes. Something about HOA's story didn't add up. Why would a renowned collector haggle so viciously over authentic pins? Lynn followed HOA discreetly, filming her tirades. At one stall, HOA bragged about owning a one-of-a-kind Olympic pin from 1988, a pin Lynn knew was locked in a museum. Lynn's suspicion hardened into certainty. HOA was a fraud. Lynn didn't confront HOA directly. Instead, she posted a video to her group titled "Beware, Fake Collector at Riverside Market." The clip showed HOA's bullying tactics, her fake credentials, and her impossible claims. Within hours, the post exploded. Collectors flooded the comments, some recognizing HOA from past markets where she'd pulled similar stunts. One vendor, an elderly woman named Mrs. Tran, commented, "She cheated me out of my late husband's pins last year. I trusted her." The outrage grew, and a plan formed. The collectors decided to turn HOA's game against her. By late afternoon, HOA approached a new stall, this one run by a man named Duke, a friend of Lynn's. Duke's table gleamed with pins vibrant, flawless, and suspiciously cheap. "These are exclusives," he said, his voice calm but his eyes sharp. "Only $5 each for a collector like you." HOA's greed blinded her. She didn't question why pins worth hundreds were so cheap. She bought dozens, emptying her wallet. The crowd around Duke's stall thickened, phones raised, recording. HOA didn't notice. She was too busy gloating over her steal. Then came the confrontation. Lynn stepped forward, her voice cutting through the market's hum. "HOA, why don't you show us your collection?" HOA froze, her smirk faltering. "Who are you?" she snapped. Lynn held up her phone, playing the video of HOA's lies. The crowd gasped. Vendors shouted, recognizing her. Min stepped forward, his face tight with anger. "You cheated me," he said. "Those pins were for my daughter." Mrs. Tran joined him, her voice trembling. "You took my memories." HOA's face flushed. She tried to laugh it off. "You're all jealous," she said, clutching her bag of pins. "These are worth a fortune." Duke smiled coldly. "Are they? Check them." HOA ripped open her bag, holding up a pin to the light. The enamel flaked off in her hand. Another pin's clasp broke. Every pin was a counterfeit, planted by Duke and Lynn to expose her. The crowd roared with laughter and boos. HOA's fortune was worthless. Her world crumbled. She'd spent thousands on fakes, her reputation shredded in front of a market full of witnesses. Videos of her meltdown spread online, tagged pin scammer. She tried to run, but the crowd parted slowly, their stares heavy with judgment. She left the market empty-handed, her designer sunglasses hiding tears of rage and shame. Days later, the market buzzed with a new energy. Min's stall was crowded, thanks to Lynn's crowdfunding campaign, which raised enough for his daughter's fees and more. Mrs. Tran sold her late husband's pins to a museum, her heart lighter. Lynn's group grew, uniting collectors against scams. HOA, meanwhile, deleted her eBay account. Her name became a warning. Greed doesn't just cost money, it strips you bare. What do you think? Did HOA get what she deserved? Or was the public shaming too far? Share your thoughts.